You should definitely keep making that noise with your mouth. Perfect. Welcome back to the RF Fitness Podcast, brought to you by Rachel's Weird Mouth Sounds and rffitness.net, your source for online coaching built for and by busy grown-ups just like you who are on the quest for health and strength in everyday life. I am your host, Rob Finlayson, certified personal brother elder trainer.
Elder trainer.
And I'm just a guy who had too much whiskey and too much meat last weekend, and I'm here with my co-host
Rachael Rude. Elder. Just elder, I guess.
You
Feeling
are the
pretty
elder
old.
sister.
Yes, I am. I'm the oldest sister of
You're
our
the eldest
siblings.
sister in our family. Yes.
So let me tell you. And I am tired. Oh my god.
Yeah, folks, it's Thursday night. We try to record on a Tuesday night. Couldn't happen Tuesday because my listener, you'll never believe this. My computer took a shit.
Hold on to your butts.
Hold on to your butts. My PC took a whole ass shit. And doesn't work anymore. So I took it back to Micro Center, and they said, "Wow, this is very broken, and you bought it less than 3 weeks ago. Have a new one." So that's what I'm on right now. Yeah, that was pretty cool. I did have to pay the $100 difference though, because I got an open box deal on my last PC. That's why I bought it, because it was like $100 cheaper. And the guys at the store were like, "Oh, an open box? Yeah, things are weird with that sometimes. Here, buy this full price one." So, I mean, fair enough.
Good to know.
Yeah, it's been working so far. It hasn't had any of the weird hiccups or weirdness. The other one instantaneously began to show. This one at least is taking its sweet time showing up. But I did just find out that the microphone I spent $80 on earlier this year no longer works just at all with anything.
But we're
so
not
that's
bitter.
Cool. I'm not super mad about it, you guys. This is the least mad about technology I've been in a long time. I wish that wasn't actually factual. This is the least mad about technology I've been probably in like 6 months. But Rachel, we did some exciting things this past weekend.
We did.
If we can
you
remember
did more
that
exciting
far
things
back.
than I did.
I got very excited. We had a big busy weekend. Our last Saturday was really big. I went into class. I led class at Soda at 8 a.m., which I normally don't do. Went into class there. Went right from there. Got lunch with the girls. Went right from there to a birthday party at the little gym where Olivia went to like a gymnastics birthday party, and there's just like this little rumpus room with like low beams and high beams and stall bars and shit like that.
Is it called the Little Gym?
It is called the Little Gym. Yes, there's apparently a whole brand of like, kids gym adjacent facilities that they have like under their family of things. Yeah, I was looking at the website a little bit. This seems kind of neat. A bit expensive for our taste for what we might be getting out of it.
That sounds like a South Metro kind of vibe.
Kind of is, yeah. Very, very, very Minnetonka, very St. Louis Park.
Yeah. Up here in the north, we do gymnastics at our high school.
We do it in the woods. The squirrel is my teacher. I learn from nature. But anyways, then we went right from this gymnastics party right to your house, Rachel, where we had some of the most delectable smoked meats I have ever feasted my mouth upon. And Eric did an excellent job providing the meat, and he did an excellent job of sharing his whiskeys with me. He's clearly a man who enjoys a whiskey, and clearly a person who wants to talk about them with someone.
It's not me, so...
Yeah, as I said, I know that's not you for a lot of reasons, and I am someone who does like whiskey. I'm not like a quote-unquote whiskey guy, but like I enjoy drinking whiskey and bourbon and that sort of thing. But he was like, "Oh, you gotta try this one. Oh, hey, you gotta try this one. Oh, hey, you gotta try this one." Like 3 or 4 very deep pours of whiskey. That's in between the beer and the wine, the 2 old fashions that I had. So I had a lot to drink on Saturday night. Thank God Mo was there to drive us home. But I felt like I was straight up underwater, dude. Like I was up to my eyeballs drunk, the most inebriated I've been in a very long time.
Literally the only time that I thought Rob might be a little drunk was when you were just like yelling facts about how many calories were in like fat and carbs or something.
Only because mom asked, and then I think someone else was talking at the same time, so I have to yell over
There
them.
were so many conversations going on all at
Yeah,
the same time, and dude, Linnea was so overstimmed, and I was just like, I am overstimmed, and there's not even that
we're
many
all overstimmed.
people.
Yeah.
And Eric was just like, "It's our immediate family. Why are you like freaking out?" And I was just like, "I am allowed to be overstimmed. Shut the fuck up."
We've had a lot of conversations in this house this week about being overstimulated and how all of us are, just in
Yeah,
general. Like, I
yeah.
feel like Mo hadn't really, I don't know if she hadn't heard the term or if she hadn't considered that she is overstimulated at times here. But there was
Mm.
like, how was it like Sunday night or two? It wasn't Sunday night. I was giving the kid a bath and she was just in the tub and she's literally just like making noises. Like, if you know Olivia, you know that
I was just about to say,
Olivia's favorite
what?
thing to be is noisy. And she's just
Yes.
like gibberish sounds and like animal noises and like animals that don't exist noises, just like
Interesting.
sound, just
Just
like
riffing.
just a rip. And it's like it's echoey. I'm in there. I'm like waiting for her to like get out of the bath to like so I can dry her off with the towel. And I'm like, I need you. I was like, Olivia, I need you to.
Oh, no, you guys, he's gone. He got so angry talking about Olivia making weird non-animal noises that he just exited the chat. Oh, he's gonna come back and he's gonna be so angry. Oh no, here comes the angry text. I'm waiting for it. It's gonna say like bruh in capital letters.
Oh my God. Are we here?
Hi. Yeah.
That wasn't me. That was the browser. I don't know what's going
That's what
on,
we all
dude.
say.
That's what they all say. It's the bruiser.
Classic saying.
Fucking A, bud. Anyways, so Olivia's making all this noise, and I was describing the event to Mo later on in the night, because I was very overstimulated because I was telling Mo like I don't think I have found a limit for my stimulation with like touch and like sensation. Like I don't get touched out
Hmm.
like some people do. Like that's not
Mm-hmm.
my thing. My limit is on sound. Like I have a very, to me,
Absolutely.
yeah, I know my limit for sound is like here, and Olivia was like right there for like an extended period of time, and I was like,
Yeah.
I am going to flip out if you
Yeah.
don't quiet down, my guy.
Yep. Yep.
But
Yep.
luckily she
Yep.
did
Yep.
quiet down. I
Cool.
think I'd explained to her rather calmly, like, I'm gonna freak out if you don't make less noise. I'm gonna turn this bathroom inside out if you don't shut
Oh
up.
man. I can't wait till Linnea is old enough to understand what I mean by I'm gonna freak out because I was about to freak out
Yeah, dude.
tonight.
Yeah, dude. Oh man, I've told Olivia that many times. Like, dude, I'm about to fucking lose it. I don't tell her fucking, but like, I'm about to lose it. Like, I'm about to freak out, man. She's like, "What do you mean freak out? What do you mean lose it?" And it's like, everyone's gonna have a bad time, dude. I'm at my limit, and I need you to work with me. We're on the same team. I'm not trying to be mean right now. I'm letting you know where I'm at. Like sometimes you get overstimulated, kid, and like sometimes you need a little break. You don't usually know it when you do,
Right.
but you do.
Well, that's when I start deep breathing, and then Leia's
Yeah,
like, no deep breaths.
she gets triggered by your breathing.
Yes.
Kids are wonderful, you guys.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Have more.
Definitely. Um, yeah. So, what did you think of hashtag meat party? I mean, we had a good time. Obviously, you had a different experience.
Yeah, I mean, I just there may have been someone in the room that is slightly hard of hearing, and so
Yeah.
that was kind of my main overstim stress. And yeah, but no, I think Eric bought a abnormally large smoker, and you better use it. So
He said he said it's like 900 pounds or something. It's just
that is
huge.
accurate. It is 900 pounds,
It's like
and
the size of a
he said
stegosaurus.
honestly. And I said, okay, well then you need to sell some of your other smokers because you bet your booty we have other
Smokers
smokers.
plural?
Correct. I think we have 3 for sure.
Oh my
Um,
god.
and I said, you need to sell the other smokers before you buy this smoker. And he said, I can't. It's a smoking deal. And I was like, I don't know if that's supposed to be a joke,
Oh my
but
god. Did you marry Dad? We joke about
I
how many
cannot
grills
tell
that
you
man
how
had.
much I married Dad. And holy moly, did you marry Mom?
We do it to ourselves. I
Yes.
guess. I don't see a ton of Mom and Mo. I mean, they obviously have a lot in common. But I don't see it as like a one-to-one like I do with Dad and Eric sometimes.
I think we both have like differentiating views because, like,
Hmm.
yeah, I think Mo is Mom and Mom is Mo.
I could see why you would think that. I think they're distinct enough. I need them to be distinct in my mind
Well, Dad's dead, so.
for reasons. We also did. We also, yeah. Well, we took a little field trip to the gimnasio up
We
at
did!
Shoreview Community Center. Shout out to Shoreview.
Shout out Shore. Hey.
To Shorevies. To all my Shorevies out there in the pod land.
Okay.
Okay.
What did you think as someone? Oh hell the heck no, he's gone again, guys. You guys, Magoo, he's done it again. And every time he's gonna come back angrier, you guys. But we're gonna just remind him to do deep breaths and trigger Linnea with deep breaths. And I know this is going to be on the podcast, so I feel like I have to say something entertaining. Oh, there's a glimpse of him. There's a glimpse of Rob. All right, so I'm going to just tell my story that I was going to tell on the podcast, but now I'm going to tell it now. Oh,
Okay.
he's coming back.
Go
You
ahead.
guys, look, he's back. Everyone,
Hi,
look.
I'm here. Hi. I don't know what's happening. I'm
Cool.
having such a. I'm gonna freak out. might do it live
What
on
do you
air,
mean,
guys.
freak out?
Wouldn't that be fun?
I'm going to turn this pod inside out.
I'm gonna turn this whole podcast inside the fuck out. You had a
Okay.
story to tell, Rachel?
Oh, yeah. I mean, it is. Okay, sure. We'll just tell it now. My story is that I went to the podiatrist again. So I knew podiatrist just because, I don't know, whatever. I couldn't get in with the other one. And so this fool comes in looking
This fool.
fine. And I'm like,
How dare.
whoa, what are you doing here? You are way too hot to be a podiatrist.
So they set you up with a hot podiatrist.
Yes, Dr. Hot Podiatrist. Dr. Hot Feet.
I knew you were gonna. Okay.
Title, Dr. Hot Feet.
Fine.
It's nothing else. Okay, and then, so, you know, I'm already extremely strange on my normal wavelength, but then I just get extra weird around incredibly attractive people, male or female,
Sexy
doesn't matter.
foot doctors.
Sexy foot doctors just get me going. And there you go. See you later. Oh, hey, buddy. Wait, say something. Now I can't hear you. I don't know what's happening. Can you hear me? No. I'm just I assume this is what you said. Oh, angry, pensive look. Touching face with finger. Pointing to earphones and saying, I can hear you. I could be deaf. I read lips so well. All right, well, who knows if this is going to make the podcast or not. I'm going to keep talking. So anyway, Dr. Sexy Feet, actually, I don't know. I don't know what his feet look like. Wouldn't that be ironic if Dr. Sexy Feet did not have sexy feet?
Spiraling.
You there? Hey, no, we're not. Why would you say that?
What?
So anyway, Dr. Sexy Feet was wearing Birkenstocks, which I call Birks. He specifically was wearing the kind that were like closed-toed, not the sandal ones. And I
Mm-hmm.
said, "Oh, are you down with the Birks?" And he said, "The what?" And I said, "The Birkenstocks." And, and I said, "I'm too cool to say the whole word Birkenstocks."
Oh my God.
Um, and then
Okay.
I said, "Has anybody called them your potato shoes?" And he laughed a little, and
Huh.
said, "No." And I said, "Oh,
What that's such a good story, Rachel. Thank you for telling it to us.
there's more."
Thank God.
And then I said, "My best friend wears potato shoes, and I call her potato shoes," and it's funny.
Oh my
Um,
God, dude.
and then at the very end of the appointment, while I'm walking out, he was like, "All right, have a good day," and I was like, "You too, potato shoes."
Oh my God. That's is that the end of the story?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Thank thank you.
Thank you.
This is a safe space. Thank you for sharing.
You too, potato shoes.
Your two potato shoes. Uh, can we please talk about the gym before my computer does another fritzo on me?
Yeah.
All right. We went to the gym. We went to Shoreview Community Center. Shout out to my Shorevies. You were interested in learning about powerlifting. We went over the three main lifts: the squat with the barbell, the bench with the barbell, and the deadlift with the barbell.
Oh, those are the three main powerlifting.
Yes.
Oh, all right.
Okay.
It's just the
Uh,
bench press seems so different.
it is.
Maybe
Well, I
it's
mean,
because we're not at the rack.
that'd be a big difference. Yeah. It's also
Mm,
the only upper body exercise in the powerlifting triad, whatever, of movements. So in
okay.
that sense, it's very different as well.
So when people say power lift, they are talking specifically about those three moves.
If they're talking about the sport, yes, or like
Okay.
the method of training, yes.
Okay.
When they're talking about
Okay.
weightlifting, they're probably talking about just like general, like go to the gym, work out kind of stuff. If they're
Okay.
talking about Olympic weightlifting, they're talking about the snatch and the clean and jerk, again with the barbell.
This is that's
Rabbit
confusing.
holes, rabbit holes upon rabbit holes. Yes.
Hmm.
So what you asked for and what you got was powerlifting. Is
Nailed
that
it.
what you wanted?
Yeah, I'm still kind of curious to know what the snatch game is. That's
Okay,
not
I
a
don't know
drag
enough about
race.
that to teach it to you. Snatch
Well,
game, indeed.
um, well, fair enough. I feel very cool that I know how to deadlift.
You should. It's a very cool skill. Even though we used the plates that like melted into the
Melty
floor,
plates.
the melted plates. Yeah. So we had the 45-pound bar, and they had the Fruity Pebbles plates, the rubber ones, the bumper plates there, and we put a pair of tens on, a 10 on each side, and they um just like melted onto the floor, like
Yeah.
under the weight of just the barbell that was attached to them. They go, "Bwah,"
Yeah.
and they got real sad.
Same. Uh,
But there's a lot. I think it was a really good session. I don't know if we got like super like thrashed in the gym or whatever
right.
from it,
My
but
body felt like it got thrashed in the gym.
I mean that's definitely something to talk about. Yeah. But I think you learned a lot too. Like there was a lot of like notes and like fine tuning and honing, even in the like barely over an hour. I think that we were there together.
Mm-hmm.
It was like a like crash course. I think is like the good way to describe
Yeah,
like what we
agreed.
went through there. Yeah.
Right. Right.
So there's lots of like nuances to them. It's not like many things. It's not as simple as you might initially think or how it looks. Um, I mean, you move really well. It took like not a ton of notes and cueing from me to like get your patterns to like where they need to be or closer to where they need to be. Your
Well,
bench press was
thank
awesome.
you.
Yeah, your bench press is awesome. I was very impressed with that. Uh,
Ooh, bench press,
yeah.
Rachael.
Yeah, I want to hear a little bit about things from your perspective. Like, what did you think of the appointment? From what did you get out of it? What did you want to see more of?
I think, well, I guess like the main thing that I would still want, which would probably be best fit with somebody that actually like works there as a personal trainer, is
Yeah.
like how to use every machine.
Right. Yeah.
Um, just I don't know, just so I know, just so I don't like I don't know, have to just like giggle with them and be like, I don't know what this is. um, I was a little disappointed with my deadlifting. I thought it was going to
Point, point.
be stronger. I thought it was just overall going to be stronger. Um,
And
so
we did not even approach your maximum for any of these lifts. Like what we did
I know, but it
last
was still
weekend.
hard, and my body was ouch.
Yeah.
So
I mean, so here's the thing. Your muscles are probably capable of lifting a lot more. But like neurologically, skill set wise, your software has to catch up to your hardware, basically. A
okay,
lot of
that makes
lifting,
more
and especially
sense.
of lifting really heavy, there's a bunch of like skill involved, like learning how to do it. Like I was thinking about this the other day, like with the people at Soda where I work out. Like there's a couple of people who, like we all work out in very different ways, but like our levels of fitness, I think, are pretty close to each other by degrees. But like if we were to
Trainers or the
do
clients too?
the trainers,
Okay.
but like amongst the coaches, if we were to do like a fitness competition, like who can do the most pull-ups or who can like bench press the most, who can squat the most, I was like, I wouldn't be near the top for any of those. But if we did like who could do the most kettlebell swings in 5 minutes, or like who could like throw a sandbag the furthest, like I could probably win those. And it's not because I'm the objectively strongest person who works there, it's because I have the most practice with it. It's a skill set thing.
That
The
makes
same,
sense.
yeah, the same goes for these three big lifts. Like I've said, it's powerlifting is a sport, it's a discipline. So there's a lot of like finding all the little, like where exactly do your hands go, where exactly do your feet go, like in what order do your motor systems engage and click on and like kick on to lift that weight. And there's going to be a lot of like generalizations for like right now, like we can still coach you like you or any of the 99% of people. When we get heavy enough and advanced enough with it, then we start looking like your 1% difference of like what makes your particular physiology more or less inclined for like this particular technique or this particular situation or this particular position, that sort of thing.
Hmm.
So we start
What
wide and
does
we
the
and we
belt
get
thing
narrow.
do?
The belt thing, so here's the thing. I don't lift with the belt. I've never lifted with the belt before. I've never really bothered to learn it. I've never needed it. But as far as I can tell, it is to assist in bracing your core. And it is
Hmm.
not a brace for your core. It is to assist you in creating intra-abdominal pressure and supporting your own spine. But it is
Okay.
not a back brace.
Right.
It is not going to give you a mechanical bracing. It is going to give you okay, so basically what it is you put the belt, everyone, if you're listening, you I hope know what a weightlifting belt looks like. Imagine like a World Wrestling Federation championship belt, but you flip it backwards. You wear it that way, basically. Like the big part is in the small of your back, and then the buckle is in the front. The buckle is very wide. It should ideally be kind of like right over or right above like your belly button. And you want that belt nice and tight. Not so tight that you can't breathe, because again, it's not there to provide you mechanical stability. It is there to give you something to essentially like breathe in. Like if I'm going to take a lift, it's like say a squat, I can put the bar under me. I get on myself under the bar, stand up. I'm loaded on my spine. I have the belt on. I'm going to breathe in and then breathe out. Not a whole lot. And I'm bracing my core. And you're going to
Hmm.
hear coaches say that all like, what does bracing the core even mean? I'm creating 3D breathing, three-dimensional breathing. So from the inside of my diaphragm out, I am radiating pressure. I usually visualize if my rib is a bird cage, I'm inflating a balloon inside that bird cage. That's the kind of pressure from inside I'm trying to create, if that makes any kind of sense at all. Because the pressure is
Yeah.
coming from air, so and what the belt does is it gives you like a physical cue for your body, your sensation. Like if I can feel that my stomach is like soft against the front of this, I'm not bracing correctly. If there's like space in a certain way in the back here where my lumbar spine should be in contact with the bench or with the belt, I'm not in correct position. I need to be in this particular position, this particular posture, and bracing so hard that like basically I can hold the belt in place by flexing my core, my abs. And that doesn't mean that it only works if you have six-pack abs. Google
I
famous
was just about to ask.
powerlifters.
Yeah.
Google famous
Right. They're all.
powerlifters. You're not going to see a bunch of six-pack abs. I promise you that.
Yeah. Right.
Because they're using their bodies in different ways. They still
Okay.
have a rectus abdominis. That is still a muscle system that exists. It's just under layers and layers of other tissues.
Can I make just like the littlest side story here?
Sure.
Um. You thinking? Yeah. Here's how the train of thought went. You said
Okay.
rectus. That sounded like rectal. That sounded like rectum. That's where poop comes from. Here comes the story.
Good one.
I was
Okay.
reading the book to Linnea tonight, and it said all the frogs are peeping, and she said, "Where's the poop?"
Uh-huh.
Just like, why in the story would it say all the frogs are pooping?
Maybe, yeah. I don't know what kind of book this is, Mom. You picked
This
it
is
out.
and the tadpoles are sleeping. It's just like the frogs are just shitting themselves, and the tadpoles are asleep. Like,
Get wrecked, tadpole.
it was so random. All right. Anyway, okay. So yeah, because I just like now, of course, my algorithm is picking up more on powerlifting and stuff, and
Yeah.
these girls that are doing like 400, 500-pound deadlifts.
Yeah.
And I'm over here with my melty tens, and
They started off with melty tens too. Well, maybe not melty ones, but they definitely started off with just the bar. They definitely started off with just tens on each side. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Their day one probably looked and felt a lot like yours did.
maybe.
Probably.
Yeah, I'd say our physiques are pretty different, but yeah.
Well, I mean, have you been powerlifting for years to the point of being an elite athlete?
No, but I don't. I mean,
Okay,
I don't
well,
know.
I feel like
500
that maybe
pounds is
there's a difference there between like what you're doing, what you're expecting.
fine.
A disconnect.
I was surprised. I guess that.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't know. Was I surprised that you were so down with? Oh my god, it happened again. What an episode, you guys. I knew it was gonna happen. Oh, and he's back. He's back again. And now I can't hear you. Wee. How many minutes are we into this episode? Maybe we should just do me lip reading for Rob. Or I wonder if you guys can hear him. You guys tell me. It's funny because you can't.
Can you hear me?
Hey, I can hear you.
Hey, okay.
Maybe we should just call this episode the episode where Rachel just talks to herself.
No, I'm going to call this episode
Rachel.
I Am Going to Freak Out. Because I am.
Or you could just call it like Rachel's solo episode.
You guys asked for it. Here it is, a Rachel solo episode.
I don't think anybody asked for it, but okay.
Please continue with the gym. I need to get through this. I desperately need us to finish this episode.
Oh, okay, sorry.
You're fine.
I thought it was cool that we could do rowing.
It is cool that we could do rowing. I agree. I know that's your favorite and preferred
no
method
more thoughts. Are you mad at me?
I'm not mad at you. It's like talking to my daughter. I'm not mad at you. There's just other stuff going on. I'm a little Overstimmed.
Overstimmed.
I am going to freak out, but not at you, and not
All right,
because of
cool.
you.
All right, cool.
I'm gonna freak
Because
out
of the situation.
I'm gonna freak out at general, in general.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
So anyway, because rowing just seems so different than all
Mhm.
other like war. I mean, well, I guess when I think warm up, I think cardio machine.
Yeah.
Um, which I don't know is probably just a novice thing, but so like
No, I mean
is
that's usually
rowing
what I use them for too, generally.
okay? Fair. Is rowing like just as effective as in like I guess all the ways as like walking on the treadmill, doing the
Hmm.
elliptical, like
Uh, yes. Yes.
okay,
Especially for a warm up, I think it's really good because what I like about the rowing machine is that it's very full body. You're using your upper half and your lower
that's
half.
true. I didn't
You're
think
using a
about
lot
that.
of your posterior chain as well, things in the back. You're not your mirror muscles, which are really important muscle systems for a good athletic workout, which is what we usually do. It's super low impact as well. Like you're never
That's my
actually putting
favorite
shock.
part.
Exactly. You're never actually putting shock on your joints if you would on a treadmill or jumping rope or something like that. So that's another reason it's very good. As far as like efficacy for like cardiovascular development, cardio is cardio, and this is where we get into like the skill set thing again, where if all I need to do is be able to breathe and like move blood around efficiently, I'll be able to do that as well with the same or similar training program on the rower as I would on a bike, as I would on a treadmill, as I would with just doing burpees or whatever. However, that said, if my cardiovascular fitness is very high, but it's from only doing the rowing machine, and then I try and go on like a run outside, and I feel like absolutely destroyed, it's not because my cardio is actually bullshit. It's because I've got very good at rowing and I've never really done running. So again, there's that skill set thing. Your software has to be able to catch up with your hardware. Your body doesn't know how to run efficiently yet. Your body knows how to breathe and move blood around efficiently, but like your legs and your hips and stuff, that's a total question mark compared to the rowing machine that you've been in this hypothetical situation. Yeah.
I was consistently wondering when you were going to say something about my form about rowing, and you just happily walked.
I happily
Um,
walked like a
yeah,
dog. I'm ready to walk.
which was kind of the theme in the training, which I 75% liked. Um,
Okay. Okay.
I think it's the 25% of me that it's just like, constantly, are you mad at me? Um, uh,
Right.
but the fact that like I would do the movement and I would do, like a set or like, bro, I am still so confused about like the set, the circuit, it feels like very
Okay.
like game set match, like of tennis
Right.
sort
Right.
of
Right. Right.
thing. But whatever. So we would like do the set and then you would have notes versus like me doing the movements and you being like, fix your knees, do it,
Right.
so I'd like do the movements and uh then you would say, okay, so a couple of notes, sort of thing.
Right. Yes. Can I tell you
Which
why?
yes.
Okay. So some coaches might do it differently. I do it this way because I have found that when someone is in the middle of a movement and I start giving you notes, giving you cues, you can quickly become overloaded, overstimmed.
Huh.
Like I'm already moving weight around on my back. My body isn't used to this, and now you're telling me to do things with my body that I straight up don't know how to do. That's why I'm not doing it.
That totally makes
WTF,
sense.
WTF, mate. Also, like I'm taking time while you're doing the set or doing reps. You might have noticed sometimes I walk around you. I try and look at different angles and look at different joints. What are your ankles doing? Where are your feet pointed? What are your knees doing? What is your back angle like? What is your torso posture? How's your breathing? There's so many little things that I'm trying to look at. And if I call out every single little thing as I see it, it's so much. There's more noise than there is signal, and then the words that I say become worthless. There's only so many words, even in between sets. If we're waiting in between sets to give notes, there's only so many words that I can say before your brain just like shuts out the rest of them because it's still trying to catch up to the first thing that I tried to say.
Very Bluey episode.
Sure. Yeah.
Something. Bah, 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 bah.
Yeah. Very. I have ADHD and audio processing issues. Like I know what that's like. Give me a
Right.
full
Yeah,
15 seconds to register what you said.
Right. I feel
and
like if you were shouting notes at me, I'd just drop the fucking rubber
exactly.
shit and be
it
like,
wouldn't be worth
okay,
it.
bye.
If I'm screaming at you like chest up, knees out, you're like, what the fuck are you talking about, dude? I thought we were squatting, and now I'm chest upping, knees outing. Like that's not a good use of like your attention. Like your attention should be on like feeling the muscles working, feeling what it's like to move with load, feeling the new positions that we're trying to explore here a little bit, play around in, figure out like what's your deepest range of motion, like what's your
Yes. I
so
feel
that
like
yeah.
these tight calves of mine
Yeah.
were feeling it with the back squat, man.
Mm-hmm.
Or the back squat.
Back squat.
Yeah, because it was just like, God, I know that like my muscles can do more, but like they're also hella tight and are like, no. I also found out I have
sis.
2 bone spurs in my one foot.
Wow.
The doctor said tiny. I felt pretty demeaned.
I am demeaned.
Excuse
Why are you
me?
being so demeaned to me?
You're that is funny. I have one on my heel and then one on like the back of my foot where my Achilles tendon is, and that's why that hurts so bad too. I don't care if they're tiny; they hurt really bad. Potato shoes.
Potato shoes, Dr. Potato Shoes. That makes me think I should go to the doctor for my foot. I probably won't though.
Okay. Hashtag men.
What if I was just in pain silently for the rest of my life? What could go wrong?
Well, I've had plantar fasciitis since I was like roughly 18, so
it sucks. Yeah,
yep.
my foot's been fucked since August, so I got 18 years to deal with it.
The throwing incident?
Yes, when I threw a man onto my foot.
Yeah. Huh. Is it still bruised?
It's not bruised, but the bone feels very bad. It's like the knuckle bone, the knuckle joint of my big toe on my left side. To the point where like I can't really run or like.
I wonder if you tore your fascia.
I don't think it's a fascia tear. I would think I would know. I'm very in tune with my body. Like I've known every time I describe an injury to Mo, and she's like, "You need to go to urgent care." I'm like, "No, it's this." And she's like, "How do you know?"
I know more than them.
And then they go to the doctor, and like fucking $400 later, they're like, "Yeah, it's that." I'm like, "Yeah, I know. That's what I said an hour ago before my wife made me come in here and get an X-ray." From people who said, "What is jujutsu? Is it some kind of game you play? Why do you get hurt by this? You need to stop doing it." And I was like, "I'm never fucking coming here ever again."
Is that what the doctor said?
Yes, both times.
Oof.
How does no one know what jujitsu is? What?
What is practicing medicine?
It's like wrestling. It's like wrestling with submissions. So it's like it's a game? Like it's a thing you do for television? No. I digress.
Okay.
I think the only in the set note
Rob
that I
loves
did
doctors and cops.
look at me go. I don't have an institutional. How dare you open this can of worms on me?
Okay, I'm sorry. We're already angry enough this episode.
I'm so mad all the time. I don't have an institutional problem with doctors, just with the way I have been treated. Just with the way I have received treatment, quote unquote care.
Okay.
That was not care or urgent. I will tell you that much for free. The only in hyphen set note I think I gave you the whole time was during a back squat when I just said go deeper for that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because I knew you could.
Right. Yeah. Well, yeah.
And then you did, and we got very sore.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, yeah. So what I told you is that my quads, right? That's front of thighs.
Yep. Correct.
my quads are always the ones that
Yeah.
kill the most. And
Yep.
so I thought, well, that means I have incredibly weak thighs. You said the opposite.
Mm-hmm. I said that your what might be happening is that your quads are so over strong that they do all the work.
Swole.
They're too swole, and then so because of that they do all the work, and that's why they're getting sore and nothing else is.
Yeah.
Um, to the detriment of your posterior chain, which sucks. And I think is actually probably pretty common. I think most people are very anteriorly loaded, which can wind up getting a posterior or an anterior tilt with your pelvis. Yeah, anterior tilt with your pelvis, which leads to a lot of low back pain. But you've said that your low back never hurts. Must be nice.
Nope.
So that's good. But we had a lot of work to do with the deadlift. We had a lot of like
The
I
knees of it
remember
all.
I was gonna say the knees was the big thing. Like what do we do with what are you talking about with the knees? What are you talking about with the knees, Rob?
I was like, literally, how the am I supposed to lift this up without knees?
That's what I'm saying.
Less knees, less
The
knees, less passion.
this knees. More passion, less knees. Same movement
Mm.
and go. So that's kind of what I'm talking about with like you're overtrained, over reliant on the quads. They are very strong. They want to do all the work, which is why your natural inclination when you pick something up off the ground is to bend at the knees and pick it up, which is, I will say, not an incorrect or bad or, my favorite term, flagrantly injurious way to pick things up off the floor. But because this is a
Right.
sport-specific movement that we are training for a specific way, for a specific objective, we need to take your knees basically out of the equation until we get more advanced. That's a conversation for later.
Dude, that's what it is, because I've been lifting dogs. That's how I lift dogs,
Mm,
bruh. I'm
yeah,
live lifting, not
you are live lifting.
deadlifting.
What I should have you do now, see if we were to branch out of strict powerlifting and go into more of like generalized athletic training, which is what my specialty, my passion is, I would probably have you do something like a Zercher squat or a front squat with a barbell. That would be I think you would thrive with that after getting over the initial discomfort of having a barbell in your elbows. But like just the type of movement patterns that you do, I think that would be really useful for you.
Yeah, if it
And
started
probably for,
flailing around and trying to bite me, I would shine.
I'll see what I can do. Develop a
And
barbell
then
that
have it
bites you.
blow its glands.
This barbell blows its own glands.
It will
Me.
smell like the seal exhibit at the Como Zoo. That's what I literally tell everyone. Shout out to everyone that went to the Como Zoo back when you could buy a little paper Dixie cup full of dead fish
Oh
and then
man,
eat it at the seals.
that was
And
such a good time.
it was such a good time. That was my favorite part of Como Zoo.
100%.
I also feel
And
like
there
it
was always
was
some
this.
poor teenager just chopping up like tiny
Yes.
fish and putting them together.
Yes.
Like, can you imagine being that like 18-year-old at the end of the day just covered in fish guts? It's like minimum
Just
wage, for like
covered in anal glands,
$5 an
essentially.
hour in the 90s.
Yes.
Oh
Oh, Lord
man,
have mercy. But yeah, so just if anybody's curious, that's what butt juice smells like, from
cool.
dogs.
I
So
don't think anyone was curious about that, but we're all happy we learned something new today.
you're welcome.
You're welcome. What was the other lift we did? I should say
Bench press.
yes, any thoughts before moving to bench press? Any thoughts on the other two, the lower body lifts? They are both for your legs,
I
but they are very different at the same time.
oh yeah, absolutely. Um no, I think I still want to do the idea of video chatting with you with earbuds in, and because
Mm,
everyone films themselves at the gym,
yeah.
so it wouldn't be weird. Um but yeah, I'm excited to do more. I'm excited to like know how to use the rack. And
Yeah. That was the thing we learned over, like how to move the things up and down on the rack, the pins on the rack,
mhm.
like how to
Yeah,
move the barbell
yeah.
into position, that sort of thing.
Yeah, and like learning how to for the back squat to set it at your shoulder height.
Yep. These are like little
Um
things that when you think of learning how to lift that might not necessarily come to mind, but I think are like it's like the connective tissue of like making a session like really flow well, which is one of the reasons it's nice to have a coach because like you don't have to worry about that stuff. All you got to worry about is lifting the weight. I move it around and I get in a position and I calculate the weight maxes and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you're someone who's wondering like, why would I even get a coach? I know how to lift. It's like, but do you?
Do you?
Do you?
Do
I mean,
you,
I'll tell
Dr.
you, you
Potato
don't.
Shoes?
Do you? Do you even lift?
Yeah.
DYEL?
Trust me, he does.
God.
Yeah, no, overall, I think, but yeah, the doctor was just like, don't do any overextension or overextendy. He said a word, and he said, don't do intense exercise. And I said, well, I think we're mostly here because I haven't been doing
Yeah.
intense exercise. So
Sorry,
take
doc.
that off your worry plate.
Put that
But I'm
down in
like
your little
also a little
notebook.
like kind of annoying that it's happening right when I'm like doing the lifting and stuff. But also like I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't think like the movements we were doing is going to like mess up my
I was gonna say, just do cardio that isn't just do a workout that isn't intensive. Just do like a little bit, you know,
I mean, I guess. What's the point of working out?
to feel better, to get better, to move better.
All right. Fair enough. Maybe I'll yeah. I want to check out the pool classes because I
Oh yeah,
am really hoping to be 85 soon.
to be
So
85. I have devastating news about how time works, Rachel.
yeah, so I felt overall really good
Yeah.
about the session and confident and
Mhm.
I think it would be a great like Mo and I were talking about the fact that like it would be really cool to kind of do a hybrid thing where it's 90% online but like 10% at least just like kind of spot me maybe just like the first one in person and then do some weird video critique
Yeah. Yeah,
things.
a part of my service tier that I've always offered that almost no one takes advantage of is I'll take a form video like anytime and give you notes on stuff. I think in
Okay.
the I think in the like 8 or so years, that's not 8 years, right? Since 2018, I've been doing online training. However long that is, 6 years. Jesus. In these 6 or so years I've been doing online training, I think I've had maybe 10 videos total.
Hmm.
People send to me
Step
for
up, guys.
most of that was Ethan asking about kettlebell stuff during like 2020 pandemic work because we got heavy in the KBs like everybody
Dude, one of
else.
them was the TRX straps with me, and Linnea today figured out that she can hang from the TRX straps, and then if the door is semi unlocked, she can crash the fuck through the door and have the straps fall down on her, and she thinks it's awesome.
As long as it thinks it's cool, I guess.
Yeah.
That's
But yeah, so now we're gonna start writing some more programs.
what I'm getting started doing literally right now.
Heyo.
Listeners, right now I'm holding up to the camera my journal, my purple notebook with a pen in my hand.
That's blue.
On this camera, perhaps, but in actuality, it's
That's
purple. This
okay.
doesn't
What color's the
matter
sky, Rob?
so hard because no one can see it. This is an
All right.
audio format
Okay.
only.
Hashtag angry.
I am looking at it in my hands.
Okay. So anyway, we're
Anyways,
gonna do some program writing, and Linnea's gonna do some program writing herself about being significantly cooler about the childcare room.
boy howdy, I hope so. Yeah,
Yeah. So it's tough.
yeah, it is.
But we're gonna keep working on it, and I'm gonna keep working on it.
We're gonna. Can I give you a
We're
little
gonna do
preview of
it.
the? Can I give you a preview of the program that I want to write for you?
I'd love to hear it.
Okay. So because I know the space that you're in and I know your particular goals and levels, here's what I want to do. 3 days a week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Tuesday, Wednesday, whatever. It's Sunshine Heroics. You can go in really whenever works best for you. Excuse me. I got too excited. 3 days a week. Warm up, pretty much always the same. 5 minutes of cardio. We did some work on the cables to get your core ready. I like doing that.
Oh, that was considered a workout, or that that was considered a warm up. Okay.
Yes, I like starting the warm up also with some core stuff.
Okay, that makes
Gets
sense.
everything primed and online. We'll have a main lift for each day. Depending on what that main lift is, there will probably be some additional muscle group and movement pattern priming that goes into it. So let's say it's a bench press day. In addition to having you do the core stuff, I might have you do some stretches for the shoulders or some warm-up movements for the shoulders, kettlebell halos, face pulls on the cable rack, that sort of thing. If you don't know what that means right now, don't worry. There'll be videos attached to it. You can always ask me questions later. Then we'll move into the lift itself. Again, we'll say bench press to start off. 3 sets of 10. Great place to start. We'll spend just those 3 sets.
At the same weight, right?
I mean, it kind of depends. That'll be kind of up to you. Like, I'll start us off with because I watched you do, I think 65 pounds for 10-ish reps, pretty good. So I'll start you there, and I'll say when your RPE falls below, let's say 7, add a little bit of weight. Your RPE,
what is
again,
a PR?
A PR is a personal record. It is the best you've ever done.
Good.
Also called a PB, or a personal best. So you might see that. That one's less popularly used. So PR comes up a lot more. RPE, though, is your rate of perceived exertion. It's that 1 to 10 scale of how hard it feels. 10 being impossible, 1 being you could do it in your sleep. So we want you at about the 7, 8, sometimes 9 range of that intensity scale.
Ooh.
Especially on these main lifts. That's when it gets really good.
Okay, that makes sense.
It probably won't feel that hard for the first few sets. For the first few reps of your first set. So if it's set number 1, you're feeling fresh, froggy, ready to go.
I'm a pooping frog.
You're pooping a frog. You unrack it. You hit 1, 2, 3. This feels easy. 4, 5, 6. Now I'm working 7, 8, 9, 10. Now we're at 8. Then you got to re-rack. You rest for 2 minutes. Come back when you do it again at the same weight. Do the same thing. 1, 2, 3. That's easy. 4, 5, 6. That's not too bad. 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, I'm used to this now. Rest 2 minutes. If you still feel that way, add 5 pounds on each side.
Okay.
Otherwise, do it the same weight for all 3 sets. Next week, add 5 pounds each side.
No matter how I feel?
Unless you feel like you were completely thrashed from last week. Unless last week felt inappropriately difficult. Yes.
Okay.
Especially...
So my max,
Go ahead.
My 7, 8, 9, 10 part of the reps, that should be when I'm hitting my 7, 8, 9 RPE.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah. If you unrack it and do 4 reps and you're like, this is going to kill me, that's too heavy for 10 reps,
Okay.
Yeah, what we're looking for is something that is functionally going to be a 12 or 15 rep max for weight.
Okay.
And using that for 10 working reps, so we can do multiple sets.
Right.
And that kind of rolls back into other conversations we've had about doing a more moderate resistance, so you can do more sets and more reps, because the more sets, more reps you get, the more results you see. I'm a volume guy.
Right.
Some guys are not, but whatever. They can be on the internet all they want. So we do 3 sets of 10 for right now. Don't worry, meatheads listening. We'll be changing that. We'll go to 5x5 soon enough. After that, we'll do the accessory exercises. So on a bench press day, that'll be some upper body pressing stuff. Shoulder press, maybe an incline dumbbell bench press, maybe some tricep extensions on the cables or with the dumbbell, skull crushers overhead, that kind of thing. Maybe get you a little extra cardio and some core at the very end, throw a little bit of a complex or a circuit, something that you get your heart rate way up there, so you can leave the gym session feeling sweaty, accomplished, and kind of sore. We kind of chase that feeling a little bit. However, that said, if you work out and you don't feel sore, doesn't mean anything. It just means that your body is not sore this time. I've had workouts where I hit a PR, especially like on my kettlebell stuff, where it's like I pressed more weight overhead more times today than I ever have before in my life, and like the next like 3 days I didn't feel anything. Not just emotionally, but physically as well.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, I was bitching about it to Mom, and I'm like hobbling around the house. I'm like, I do not understand how Rob doesn't get crabby from being sore all the time. This is miserable.
That's my secret, Captain. I'm always crabby and sore.
Oh, what a way to live.
Or if you could call it living. Yeah, but it's cool when you can like do stuff whenever you want to and it doesn't
Yeah.
hurt,
Yeah.
or you can like it's just like lift things around. Like yard work, it's so easy when you're just physically stronger, dude. It's awesome.
Yeah.
And there's like that saying. This is what keeps me going a lot of the time. There's like this old saying, parenting adage, like someday you'll set your child down for the last time, like you'll never pick them up again.
Right.
No, not me, homie. I'll always be able to lift that kid. She'll always. No, I'll 99 years old. She's getting off the floor.
Wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
fucking believe it.
You're gonna be so old.
I'm gonna be very old. I'm not gonna live that long, guys. Don't worry.
You're gonna lift her and her children and her children's children.
Well, if I do my retirement plan, I get my cybernetic tiger body. That's a conversation for another time.
Okay.
Have I told you my retirement plan with a cybernetic tiger body?
No.
Okay, this is how we're ending the episode. Do you have any other questions about the program, about the gym, or anything like that?
So you're saying like bench press is arm things, so we're gonna do like all arm things that day. Squat is leg things, so we're gonna do leg things. What is deadlift considered?
I would call deadlift a back day, a back day thing.
Interesting.
Posterior chain. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Um,
So that's when we do things like rows and pull downs.
but I feel like, I guess, okay, so maybe, yeah, the novice in me doesn't understand. Well, I guess, because people say we're doing leg day, we're doing blah, blah, blah day, which I thought you were against. And
for a beginner, a body weight split is perfectly appropriate. For your level, your goals, your situation, I'm fine with it.
And then also like soreness level. If I'm just gonna do arms on arms on arms, wouldn't it make more sense to do arms on and then some legs?
That would make sense. Yes. What you're talking about is okay. So are we ready to get a little bit nitty gritty? What we're talking about here is the difference between a body part split and a full body split. So the way I work out, the way I like to do it is full body day every day. I work everything all the time because I simply don't have the patience to keep track of different body muscle groups. But because of that, everything is low-key kind of sore pretty much all the time, and I kind of have to like learn to work around it. But I've been doing this long enough where I can just make it up as I go along and be just fine. The advantage of doing a body part split, like all pushing day, all leg day, all back day, is that if you do, let's say, bench press on Monday, and you come in on Wednesday and like, oh, my bench pressicles are so sore. Doesn't matter. You're doing legs today, homie. Your legs don't bench press. Flash some legs, thrash them, dude. Get it done. Friday comes around. Oh, my legsicles, my getaway sticks, bruh, the thrash.
My getaway sticks.
You never heard him call that?
Never. Oh my god.
It's one of my favorites. Getaway sticks. Don't matter, homie. You're doing back day today. Grab that barbell. Let's go.
Right.
Crush some deadlifts.
Tell me more about your tiger body, I guess.
Okay, so my retirement plan, if I don't die first, let's just say that, is to survive long enough for it to become technologically viable for me to transfer my consciousness digitally. To basically download my personality onto a computer, onto a USB. Yeah. Basically put my brain waves into a V chip or whatever and plug that V chip into a cybernetic tiger body. And the tiger body will be the size and shape of a tiger. You know exactly what I'm talking about. Is it orange? Maybe not. Is it like a cool chromium silver metallic thing? Almost definitely. People have asked, how will you interact with your family members? One, I'm not sure if I need to anymore. I'm a cybernetic immortal tiger. Two, if I choose to, there will be a speaker in the throat of the tiger so I can still talk normally. It'll sound just like me, but obviously a little bit tinny. Probably like I sound right now to you, listener, through your radio. Now imagine my voice now, but coming out of a tiger body.
No, thank you.
Imagine these words coming out from a tiger. Son, I'm proud of you. You were a warrior true. Your grandfather. Give you the keys to my great estate on Cedar Lake Road. The house I hated for so long is yours. Thank you for defeating the raiders.
Say hello to Humpty Dumpty.
Say hello to Humpty
Walls.
Dumpty. He haunts the walls. Humpty Dumpty haunts these walls. Man, that should be the name of this house. Okay. Well, I think that's it. We should end this before my computer skips out a fifth time.
I think it came around.
I'm knocking on wood. Cybernetic Tiger Body, save me! This has been the RF Fitness Podcast. Oh, I should ask, Rachel, what have you done in the past week to get mammals to vote?
Ooh, you know, I have been. I swerved for a squirrel.
Okay.
My brother.
That's showing allyship. That's good. We like that.
And then I did the Mockingjay sign at him, and they did it back.
Here are those little squirrel hands.
With his little squirrel hands, and I said, "You good?" And he said, "I'm alright." Potato shoes.
That's good.
He said, "I got my runaway sticks."
My getaway sticks, yeah.
Yeah.
That's good. I'm glad you brought that up specifically, Rachel, because that squirrel told me about that. And I'm really glad you came forward and told me of your own accord and I didn't have to bring it to you. So good job.
If anything, I'm honest.
You'll be rewarded with cult points. With more
acorns.
Mammal points, acorns, yeah.
What have you done?
That I don't have to do anything. I'm already the leader of the cult. I'm beyond reproach.
Excuse me, who made you the leader? That was not covered.
I'm pretty sure I did. I'm pretty sure I'm the leader of the cult, guy.
Okay.
This has been the RF
We'll
Fitness
talk about
Podcast.
this off air.
If you want to begin your quest in health and fitness, if you want
some mammal refuge,
some excellent programming like we went over for Rachel today, or if you want to join our Mammals Get the Vote, it's not a cult, it's a political movement, the mammal suffrage movement. Either way, man, come find me on Instagram on rf.fitness.online or at rffitness.net. Say it with me. That's rffitness.net. That's a goodbye.